Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. My name is Sarah and today I'm going to be doing my July TBR. It's been a while since we've had a TBR video on this channel. I realized the past 6 months or so I've definitely been more of a mood reader, and I've just kind of been picking up books on a whim as I get to the point where I have to pick up my next book, because I just haven't known what I wanted to read until I'm in that moment. But this month I decided I wanted to do a TBR video and kind of get back into planning TBRs, or at least give it another test run this month to see if it's something I want to get back into. I don't mind being a mood reader. I don't mind being a TBR reader. I just wanted to do another one of those videos, so here we are. So I've got 5 books on this list that I'm wanting to get to in July. It does not include my nonfiction pick for this month. I'm not entirely sure what nonfiction book I'm actually going to pick up. It really depends on what I can get from my library, because for my nonfiction books, almost all of them I have been doing through audiobook, and I recently just have been really relying on my library to pick up the audiobooks. So that one aside, I have 5 other books that I plan to get to in the month of July. The first one being Beautiful Nightmares by KJ Sutton. This is the 4th book, the newest installment in the Fortuna Sworn series, which is projected to be a 7-book series once it's all said and done. So this series is a dark urban fantasy romance series, and in the first book we are following Fortuna Sworn, who is a nightmare. And a nightmare being somebody who can kind of have any sort of physical contact with a person and then understand their greatest fears and then creates illusions so that they experience those fears. In this book, she is the last known nightmare to be in existence. However, that wasn't always the case. A couple years ago, she had a brother who had then went missing. She has been searching for him for the past 2 years, and is slowly losing hope in ever finding him and kind of losing any sort of trail to find him. And then one day a Fey man appears and says that he knows where her brother is and that he will help lead her to him if she agrees to marry him. And so then that's where the first book starts. We have since went way past that. The world has absolutely exploded out. My heart has shattered multiple times. I've been nervous about picking up this 4th book. It did come out at the very beginning of this year, and I just kept putting it off because of how the 3rd book ended. I've just been, I know that I have not been prepared for it, but I feel like now is the time, and I'm ready to pick it up, and I'm very excited, and also very scared. And then another book that I want to get to in July is a continuation of a different series, and that is The Hodkin by Josiah Bancroft. This is the 3rd book in the 4-book series, The Books of Babel. This one is definitely the thickest one so far, although I think the 4th one is even bigger. And this one's my favorite cover. I just really love how she's just falling through this building, and it looks cool and I like it. So this is the 3rd book. So again, I'm not going to tell you what this one is about. So in the first book we follow Thomas Sunland. He is a headmaster at this little small town school, and he just got married, and so him and his wife are traveling to the Tower of Babel in order to celebrate their honeymoon. Now the Tower of Babel is kind of this pinnacle wonder of the world. It's this tower with seemingly endless floors. Nobody really knows how many floors actually make up this tower because you can't see the top, and each floor is a separate ecosystem, a separate like civilization, kingdom in itself, with just various degrees of strangeness. And they're each floor is called a rindom. And so Thomas and his wife arrive, but they quickly get separated, and so Thomas has to then travel through the tower searching for his wife, and that is where our story starts, and that is still the main focus of this story. However, there's so much more that is going on that Thomas has found himself wrapped up in inadvertently. This series has been absolutely so much fun. I feel like a good way to describe it is if you take Bilbo Baggins and you stick him in steampunk Alice in Wonderland, you will get the Books of Babel. So I'm really looking forward to continuing this series because I'm hoping that it just continues to absolutely knock my socks off. Another book I want to get to in July is The Summer That Melted Everything by Tiffany McDaniel. I feel like this just sounds like a fitting book for July, the height of summer, because we are in this little Ohio town where a scorching, like record-breaking heat wave is hitting the town, and at the same time this mysterious 13-year-old kid shows up with claims that he is the devil. However, this other kid finds him and just figures he's like a kind of confused, lost, homeless kid that needs a place to stay, so he takes him home, and his parents are like, yeah, we can take care of this kid. But then all of these really strange accidents start happening, and the town finds out that this kid claims he's the devil. And through kind of the tension of just this overwhelming heat wave and all of these mysterious accidents, people start to wonder if he's actually telling the truth. And it gets kind of out of hand from there. And I haven't really heard people talk about their opinions of this. I just have heard a couple people like talk about how they had acquired it and were looking to read it. Atmospherically, the idea that I'm getting from the synopsis reminds me of The Devil All the Time by, I'm blanking on the author's name, but it was like turned into a Netflix movie. Tom Holland starred in it. I had read it last year. It was definitely unsettling, and I feel like I'm kind of getting the same vibes from that. So I'm curious and I'm excited to pick this up this month. So then the next book that I'm also planning on picking up in July is Book of Night by Holly Black. I will for sure get to this one this month. I have a friend that we are planning to buddy read this together, so I'm very excited about that. So in this book, we are following our main character who has the ability to steal people's shadows, and so she used to kind of work for this like black market underground, where she would steal people's shadows and sell them to people that would use them to do nefarious things. She has since decided that she doesn't want anything to do with that life anymore, and so she just decides to get a job bartending and try to extract herself from that community. However, they're not gonna let her do that because that ability of like being able to steal shadows is very rare, and so she finds herself pulled inadvertently even deeper into this like underground society, and that's about all I know about this book, but I'm excited to pick it up and I'm just looking forward to buddy reading it. And then the last book that I have on this list is All's Well by Mona Awad. So Mona Awad also wrote Bunny, which I read last year. Weirdly, I rated it like only a 3.5 because I kind of had a couple issues with how it ended. Just like they were personal issues. And honestly, because I can't stop thinking about that book, I should have rated it higher because it's like it lives in my mind rent-free. Let's be honest. So I'm really excited to pick up Mona Awad's newest book. This came out I think end of last year, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but I'm like, listen, we're gonna do it because I'm really excited about this. So we're following a college theater director that was on the brink of her own like breakout on the stage. However, she had a really bad accident that then has left her with intense chronic pain, so she's not able to act herself. And so now she directs a college theater program, and so she is really wanting to have the theater program put on Shakespeare's All's Well That Ends Well. However, she has a cast that is bound and determined to put on Macbeth no matter what she says. So between a mutinous cast and her intense chronic pain, she's kind of at her wit's end. But one day, kind of a mysterious couple of figures show up that kind of weirdly know a specific amount of detail of like kind of her past and what caused her chronic pain, but they tell her that they know how to get her cast to fall in line and put on this play, and also finally bring to light this accident that she had and the chronic pain that nobody believes she actually has. And so what I found really interesting was at the last paragraph in the synopsis, it says, with prose Margaret Atwood has described as no punches pulled, no hilarities dodged, genius, Mona Awad has concocted her most potent subversive novel yet. All's Well is the story of a woman at her breaking point and a formidable, piercingly funny indictment of our collective refusal to witness and believe female pain. So, like I said, I just really loved Bunny. I loved how Awad constructed that story and kind of just her really detailed and immersive writing style that was in Bunny, and so I'm hoping that the same can be said about this book. So I'm really excited about this one. So these 4 books, plus Beautiful Nightmares by KJ Sutton, plus hopefully whatever nonfiction book that I can pick up from my library, are the books that I am looking to read in the month of July. So if you're looking to read any of these books, or you've already read them and you have opinions, let me know down in the comments below, because I always love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I really hope you consider sticking around and subscribing. And as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!